Well, we might hit 100 actually. Rock, is that taping?
It is.
Yeah, this is a school.
Yeah.
Just
See?
want to point that out.
This is why we do this every weekend.
What is our Nation of Heroes documentary all about? It's about people like this, Old School, also known as Thomas Strange, who go out into their community and do good things. It's about inspiring people like you to do the same. Watch and learn. You can find Old School in action every weekend on the streets of San Francisco. In 2012, in the Mission District alone, he and his team, the California Initiative, picked up 1,500 used needles.
Would you say this is a dangerous thing to do?
It is dangerous. We use a pair of gloves to mitigate some of the danger, but it's not mitigating all the danger. But it's a lot less dangerous for us with a pair of gloves and a pair of grabbers to get these things off the street than it is for a kid running down these alleys to pick it up with his foot or to pick it up with his bare hand.
Not to mention animals that might happen upon them.
Animals, dogs, you're walking your dog and poop right in the paw. I'm a little bit more worried about kids running down these alleys.
Right.
Where we just picked up those last ones, that's a school. That's real.
Every single weekend, Old School and different members of his team come out and look for used needles along the streets and alleyways of the Mission District. These aren't always the safest places, nor are they the cleanest. But if there are used needles lying around, someone's got to pick them up, right? Might as well be us.
Gotta be really careful here. There used to be people hanging out up above.
You guys see that mouse?
There was one underneath that brown paper bag over there.
Oh my. Major Dump is ripe today. Sometimes you find the needles just laying out in the open where people are walking by, like this one here. Sometimes they're not so easy to spot and are hidden in everyday items like this garbage. Either way, they're pretty dangerous. The threat of being pricked by a used needle is a very real one. We've found these needles on the streets, in trees, in and around play areas. Aside from the needles, we find other dangerous items like this bag taped to the back of this bench in a children's playground.
That one right there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Eyes up.
It took about a year of research for Old School to come up with our needle pickup route. Many of these areas are populated with children who like to play on the streets.
On Allen, we're going to come up to there and back around.
People along our route have gotten to know Old School, not just because he picks up used needles, but because he passes out things like socks. To date, he's passed out over 500 pairs of socks to San Francisco's homeless population.
Thank you. Oh, there's one.
Last week, Old School helped bandage up this man's hand. This week, he supplies him with new bandages to make sure that he keeps the wound clean.
He's awesome. I think he wakes up what time? He gets to work on Saturday mornings and then works the whole day.
Working at 6.
Right,
So
and then
it's
does
fair.
this. Crazy. That guy's such a sweetheart.
Before doing these needle pickup patrols with Old School, I had never seen half of these streets. We've gotten to meet a lot of the local residents, and they've gotten to know us and what we try to do for the community. To keep these needle pickups as efficient as possible, Olde School works with local law enforcement and city employees. We learned early on that this is not a glamour gig. We've learned to dress safely and to move cautiously and always to stay aware of our surroundings. Olde School takes us into some of the strangest places to find these needles.
I lost count. Where are we at?
I thought we were at 30 a minute ago, right?
But if that's where the needles are, that's where we're going.
All right. 46 so far.
And there's one right here too, so that's it.
Last week, Olde School noticed that one of the regulars on our route, Miss Patty, needed a pair of shoes. So I decided to pick some up.
For like 2 weeks, I've been bringing some shoes.
That's right.
It wasn't much. And of course, everyone's going to want a pair of shoes, you know that, right?
It was nice to see her reaction.
Why the hell do you do this in the rain? Like a crazy person.
Because today we picked up 75 needles, and at 75 needles, rain or shine, that's not on the street anymore. And if we come out every single week, you see people come up to us. You guys saw it today. People come up to me and say, "Hey, sock man," it's because you come out every single week. You come out every single week. They know who you are. They get you.
This person proceeded to tell us where we could find more used needles to pick up. If you're walking down the street and you see a used needle and you don't have gloves or a sharps container, don't pick it up. Kick it into the nearest sewer. Sewer workers are geared up and they know what to do with those. But if you walk down the streets of San Francisco and you don't see any used needles on the street, thank this guy.